Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Hines. And he gets this one in midfield before he's brought down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this Patriot defense up to the challenge once more as they again stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Looking to pass. Tua. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Christian Barmore in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The kick by Sanders is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Three 0 after one on EA Sports. Now Jones. Flushed out right.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, these two teams met down in Miami earlier this year with the Dolphins winning that one. So they're looking for the season sweep with a win here in Miami.
To throw again on second down. Jones, flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up third down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Down right around the 25.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. No, they won't. Here comes the flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's third and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Throwing, Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too...
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there for Miami.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off and coaches go, 2 hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there. Throwing again on second down. Tua over the middle, and it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And able to find Gesicki as tight end.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
2 now on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Touchdown! It's complete. Jalen Waddle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost are.
The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. Christian Wilkins in there to bury him for a loss of 11. 2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Quick slant caught by Chase. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tua. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Tua. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. This will be caught by Edwards. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 18. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Sanders' kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the back.
He's got a man, complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started over at the Superdome in New Orleans. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Jalen Hurts, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, let's head up to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And that one's gone to halftime with the visiting Jags out in front. Trevor Lawrence, a touchdown pass in that first half. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington football team at home at FedEx Field. And they've gone to the half with the lead over the visiting Cowboys. Curtis Samuel, a touchdown catch in that first half. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people would think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And some room to roam now. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A big play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Patriots come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Dolphins with a road victory, so they'll look for the sweep now here in Miami. Looking to throw again on second down. Tua, this to Hines on the drop-off. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On second down now, it's Hines. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. Pass incomplete.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
Yeah, it's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Parks, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 119 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. On 1st down, it's Parks, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Patriots can take the lead with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Miami set to take over. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Tua. He'll check this down to Hines. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now here's a throw that's complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Tua to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. The Pats at the line ready to go. Now it looks like he'll throw, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Parks. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. But 209 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll run on 1st down. It's Parks. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try to run this one in. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partners, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau.
And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Tua and the Dolphins down by 8. A little under 40 seconds to go. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Tagovailoa. He's got it complete to Waddle. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Tua. Pass complete to Hines. And he'll get a first down here up to the 25, but that clock still moving. Tua to throw. Pass complete to Edwards. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Pats, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Miami, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew,
today. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Fields on first down. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Well, this defense for the Patriots, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Fields. Bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Patriots. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Now a first down throw, Fields. Into the secondary past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On first down, it's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Komet. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Now Montgomery running right. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on third down, Fields. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off at the 16. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense.
They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
On first down, it's Parks.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
On third down, Parks. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
They go play action here on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Jones.
He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Now Jones on third down. Hunter Henry brings it in.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now 14-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Here's Fields. Complete to Mooney on the slant.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on.
Montgomery hit, and the ball is loose. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Fields.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Out to his left. Finding some room at midfield. And Field's going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. A give, this is Montgomery. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Jones. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To throw on third down, Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Patriots send out their punter, standing just about on his own goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Umpire through the flag usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
You definitely would have liked to hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He will find his man Chase complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Jamar Chase, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Lambeau on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a New England touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Well, the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st down, Fields. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's going to have a 1st down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later.
Touchdown, Patriots! Jamar Chase as the first half is winding down, and the Pats will extend their lead here just before halftime. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Cardinals who have the lead as they play the second quarter. Christian Kirk, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. The Packers trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Devin Singletary, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answers, we turn it back over.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Patriots to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll run on first down. It's Parks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Parks. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up second down.
On second down, it's Parks. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Throwing, Jones. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Here we go on fourth down. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they do it on the other side.
Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The D for the Pats, the Patriots heading back onto the field now. And they've had takeaways here to the frequency where I'm starting to think we're going to see this pretty much every drive.
And you just get the sense that this is a defense that's been trained almost like General Patton used to say, attack, 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 always attack, and it's working for them in a big way. Takeaways, the keys to victory in playing football.
General Patton, right? I mean,
that's him.
I don't know what to do when you say things like General Patton.
But you know what the General would say? Attack.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Patriots take over. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. The lead is theirs here in the third quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible, I want to throw a bunch of touchdown passes. But when you're able to run the football, typically speaking, your team's doing pretty well. And in this case, they're winning.
We'll see if they have balance on this drive. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Jones. Complete. It's Henry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Jones throw complete there to Smith. That catch good for only a couple. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do,
They'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. New England on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 15. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Bears take over.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he'll be out right at the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen. And it sets up a 3rd down.
Again, Fields.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
145 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Right back to him on 1st down. Into the secondary, past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark the defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Back to throw. Jones.
Open man is Chase, complete.
And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the 1st. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He'll return it from the 6. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. out of the gun. Fields. Well, this will be caught by Mooney. And he's out right at the 25.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Fields now to throw. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap, Fields. He's going to let it fly. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 177 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. On 1st down, Parks. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down now, it's Parks. Taking it right down Broadway. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for New England, the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Today, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll drop to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Oh, what a move. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
So a nice run right there, and worth mentioning their usual starting running back out this week. The hope is it's just a short-term absence, but this is where it pays, Charles, to have a quality reserve that you can turn to when you need it.
And to me, they definitely have that because this is a guy who's more than capable of picking up the slack. And he's likely going to see a big share of carries as this one progresses. And how many times do we see running backs jump into the breach and have big games?
Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so.
And his first carry, he loses the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. We figured they'd come out with intensity and aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball, and they have an early turnover to show. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll start by running the option to the right. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. They'll look to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. He'll look to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that...
And he can't escape, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody, because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls, because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
2nd and 6. Prescott. Pressure comes and down he goes. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Third and long for Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Eluding the pressure right. And out of bounds right around the 20. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott, that is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A strong running. And he's got this down to the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Micah Parsons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 49 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point,
get your head around, locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe you're doing something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They're going to look to throw. Well, that's complete to Sanders. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. An option handoff given to Sanders. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. And let's gauge our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott flushed out right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast and in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And it's the Texans who've got the lead in the second quarter. Phillip Lindsay, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Nick Mullins has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. Matt Barkley has thrown a touchdown pass. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have a...
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is Tony Pollard. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. But they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Quick slant here to Smith. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Sanders. Oh, good move at the 5. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. 2nd and goal from the 1. He'll drop to throw. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The extra point up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Armstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Now Pollard. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Second and 9. They start on the ground with Elliott. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On third down, it's Prescott. Looking for Cooper, that's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Prescott's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Prescott yet again. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And Zerline's kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw here. Open man is Myers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Completes this to Waring. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 3. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Another run with Sanders. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll set up to throw. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And Sanders has got it complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Back to throw. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Cowboys going to burn the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him, maybe the guys up front, combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Elliott. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Now Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And out now come the Eagles.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's swung out wide to Sanders.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Sanders. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sanders. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Dallas,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll return home next week to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they dropped just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.